Hi there, and thanks very much for joining me. I'm Dean, and this is Woodwork Journey. Now, this is a video that kind of is timely because of stuff that's been happening with me recently and the reason why I've not had any content up for a couple of weeks. So I'll share that with you in a moment. Which is mainly about this. But it also, before I get involved in this one, just to let you know that I'm hoping to do a series very, very soon. I'm hoping to do this video, a workshop tour, maybe talk about the dust collection, and then I want to do me coming in here and making a pair or a dovetail corner every day for a week to see if it helps me get any better at making dovetails. I've only tried them once, but if that's the sort of thing that is interesting to you, do you actually benefit from spending time practicing these things? Then make sure you are subscribed. Okay, cool. Let's get into this one then. Okay, so why haven't I done a video for a couple of weeks? Well, that's quite simple. I'm an idiot, and I wanted to share my idiocy with you guys to hopefully highlight the fact that complacency can be a real thing. So the other day, well, when was it? Probably 2 months ago now, I had a bit of a boo-boo on the table saw where I was trying to cut some thin pieces or channeling out some thin pieces of wood so I could curve them, and what happened was I pressed my finger down into the top, thinking that it wasn't going as far through as it needed to go, and it turns out that I hadn't measured things properly and it actually went through my finger. The saw blade went through my finger, so in the middle of my middle finger there I had actually a 3mm kerf size chunk torn out of the middle of my finger. Now luckily it was only a millimetre or two thick, but it could have been a lot worse. It's healed up on the outside now. There's only a bit of a scarring going on there at the moment, but it still hurts. It still hurts underneath there, and that one was me not thinking things through and just getting stuff done. So complacency obviously was a main cause of that. I knew better. I should have done better. I should have put a push block on top of the wood that I was using, but I didn't, and I was just trying to go through quickly. And why I put my finger over the bit directly over the blade as well is beyond me. I didn't expect it to come all the way through, but if I'd have thought it out a little bit more, I should have thought about it and realised, oh, it might do. And so you want to look after your digits. So that was number one. Now number two, which was this one, which was actually more serious, and the reason why I've not done anything for 2 weeks is, so part of my whizzy new dust control system, which I will make a video about because I'm very proud of it. I think it's very cool. I thought when it came to the drill press, I wanted something that was directional. Now you can buy kind of directional hose, excuse me, that will stay where you want to put it, but I didn't have the money for that, so I thought I'd make something. Now I had one of these, which is, it was a lot longer at one point in time, and this is a mobile phone holder that you can get cheap off Amazon, and is this kind of wire internal thing so you can bend it and put it wherever you want it. So I cut that in half, stuck that to the wall here, or screwed that to the wall there, but now I've got this where I can guide this hose and put it exactly where I want it on the drill, which I thought was a brilliant solution. The problem was, halfway through cutting this, I was using a Stanley knife, and what happened was, even now, I still don't know exactly how I was holding the hose, but I was trying to cut through the hose, and it was all going fine, and then my wife came to the end of the driveway and said something to me. I looked at her, and it took my attention away from what I was doing just for a split second. Something slipped, and this blade went straight into my finger and then stopped at the bone. So that hurt a little bit, and it did not look nice. That was a bit of a cold sweat moment because things had gone horribly wrong. Now, I was very lucky in that situation that my wife was nearby, because it was something, it did not look pretty. If you imagine a blade, well, it clean cut straight through the inside underneath my knuckle of my finger. And if you look at it like that, that sort of is quite stretchy. And there was a significant flap. It was a very strong V where the two bits of skin went again like that, and then we're going in different directions and doing things. It hurt, and I lost feeling in half of my finger. So I went to the hospital. I don't normally, when I put the kerf through the middle finger, didn't bother going to the hospital. So just figured it, I just figured it would work out by itself. But with this one, I did, because I lost the feeling in half the finger. And I went on the Friday, got it checked out, had to go back to the plastic surgeon on the Monday. I put these updates on my Instagram, so if you're not following me there, please do. Yeah, and I had to go back to the plastic surgeon. They had to open it up a little bit more, because while it was sliced through to the bone that way, they needed to have a little bit more space to see what was going on. And they found out that I just nicked the nerve rather than gone all the way through it, which was hellishly lucky on my part. And so that means that literally it feels like I've got a line going halfway down my finger, where this side is normal and this side is kind of pins and needlesy and numb. And I get the occasional kind of electric shock feeling going through it now, which is all kinds of fun. But the positive is that it's healing up nicely. I've had the main dressings taken off it now. I can take this dressing off it, and I mean, I can still bend it, but I can only bend it that much, not as much as the other hand. So we've got some more movement. It's healing. The stitches are still in there, but yeah, I can start doing stuff back out here again now, which is what I'm super excited about. While I'm relatively new to doing woodworking stuff, it's coming up to my sort of 1 year anniversary, I think, of being woodworking. I am used to working with tools. Before my illness got really bad, I used to do a lot of metal work and motorbike stuff, and I loved it. And it was working with metal that I really enjoyed doing, from making metal roses that we used in our wedding through to all sorts of motorbike modifications that I made through the years. It's things like that that I really love doing. So I'm used to using tools. Now, with a Stanley knife, it's barely a tool. So I was complacent about using it. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. And it's things like that for tasks that we take for granted because we do every day, or we do regularly, or don't seem overly dangerous, that we can really get damaged with. And in my case, that was this time with a Stanley knife. So with the table saw, absolutely, just pure stupidity and not thinking something through on my part. But with this, that was just a momentary lapse of judgment where my attention was taken away. And the reason I'm making this video is because I just wanted to express to you guys the importance of keeping your attention into what you're doing. Whether that means putting a sign outside your workshop to say, don't knock when you hear a power tool, or, whatever. Or putting a light up instead of a doorbell, or whatever it may be. That, and don't get complacent with just everyday tasks, because it's these little ones that can really mess you up. I mean, the Stanley blade didn't carve anything. I wasn't doing it, but I was going somehow in that kind of direction, and it went with some force and stopped at the bone. So it could have been, if I'd have gone all the way through the nerve, especially, it could have gone, it could have been a lot worse. So yeah, just a quick one for everybody, really. Just because you've done this stuff a million times before, just because you've done, whether it's cutting something or drilling something, or thinking, I'll just not bother using a clamp for this one thing, or I'll just use the wrong tool for the job in this instance, but I won't do it again. Just take a moment and think, is it really worth the potential aggro of damaging yourself just to save a few seconds going to the drawer and getting the right tool for the job? Or spending that time kind of making sure that you are concentrating on what you're doing and you're prepared for things to go a little bit wobbly. Obviously, in my two issues that I've had recently, just using a push block on top of the wood for the saw would have sorted that out, and cutting down with the hose onto a table rather than holding it in my hand would have sorted that out, which is stupid issues to have, but they have. And I don't want to kind of pretend that I'm a superstar kind of no problem woodworker, because this channel is all about the journey. It's all about what you learn and what I can share with other people as I learn. And safety, whilst we all get complacent about it at times, from not wearing a mask to glasses to whatever, safety can really cause you a problem at the least time you expect it. And so that's just something I wanted to share to you. So, just think about things that little bit extra next time you go into the workshop. Look after yourself, and everything will be all right. So that was it. Just a quickie today. Like I said, I do want to do a video all about my my dust collection. I'll give you a quick preview. So this is the dust collection system that I've got going on at the moment, and that's my over there, that's my Cyclone over the top of a pneumatic NV900. We've got 40mm pipe going down to the bandsaw, to the drill. We've got that one which goes to either the shop vac or the or to pick up stuff, dust and stuff around the shop, or the belt sander. And over here we've got one going up to there, down to the miter saw. And the pièce de résistance is one that comes up and over and then comes down to that pipe there, and that then follows down here. And now I've got a hose that I can attach to hand tools and things like that, which I'm very excited about. It works really, really well, and I'm really, really pleased. So I can't wait to show you that. I think it's something that hopefully, oh, put things down properly, Dean, that hopefully might give you some inspiration for your own shop. So it's ironic that I've damaged myself while making my shop safer. But there we go. I'll tell you all about that in the next video. We've got a few things to do, but like I said, if you're interested at all in the dovetail side of things, and if I'm going to get any better and how bad am I and all that sort of nonsense, then please do make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you very, very soon. But stay safe out there, people, and we're really close to 1,000 subscribers now. Something just dropped. Okay, I'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.